Yes, y'all, and it don't stop. Welcome to Coffee and Bonghits. Let's start the show.
State of the Union, shut the fuck up. Sorry ass motherfucker, stay away from me.
Yeah, welcome. Let me try to see you guys if I can. I welcome to another episode of Coffee Bonghits. Jesse. I'm Jesse. I'll be your host for the next hour of true power. True power. Big show today. Tonight's the old man fights. I'm pretty excited. Oh, nice glare right there. Maybe we won't wear the glasses today. Hey, I want to remind you guys right off the bat, if you go to standupandfightback.bigcartel.com, you can go and get all the edgy gear to show everybody how much you hate the president or how much you hate fascism. Ask Eazy-E. Easy don't lie, except about his sexual transmitted disease tests. But if you go to Stand Up and Fight Back right now, you can use the promo code Coffee and Bonghits and get 10% off your order. So do that. Here's another reminder that the show, as always, is brought to you by The Movement. Hey, yo, it's Jesse Sponberg. I'm rocking with The Movement. You can too. Every Sunday night, 10 p.m. only on KBOO, KBOO 90.7. Man, KBOO is so old school. KBOO is so... Man, we used to go on KBOO before my kid was even born. We were pregnant with my kid, and I was on KBOO freestyling about having a baby. So super shout out to KBOO for being able to maintain themselves as an institution for all these years, because that's really noble and that's admirable, and it speaks to the larger community in general that supports community radio. Did I say that all right there? Okay, let's remember what day it is real quick. It's Tuesday. Well, how am I supposed to know what day it is? I do not know. Every day is Saturday, my friend. Go to sleep, wake up. Whoops, it's Saturday again. Oh, man. All I do, seriously, all I do is I wake up, do the show, get done with the show, go work on building my Iron Man suit until I pass out from exhaustion. Then I wake up, do the show, build the Iron Man suit. But soon, my friends, I will bring you a device of infinite potential. And when all you guys start jumping ship going, oh, man, I can't even go on Facebook no more. And you're going to be going somewhere looking for news and accurate weather. I will be here. I will be Mazafino. No. That wasn't a joke. Thank you. That was not a joke. That was me speaking from my heart. You guys not caring at all. So a couple things. I think first I should let you guys know that probably starting tomorrow, I'll have the partnership information so that we can start putting some of these local businesses right here. And I can be like, yo, welcome to Coffee+Bonghits, brought to you by Steve's Wiener. Steve's Wiener, located on 34th and Powell Boulevard. Steve's only got one wiener for sale, but if you buy it, he'll put ketchup and mustard on it for you. Steve's Wiener. That's why Steve doesn't advertise with U.S. West to write the yellow pages. Anyways, your company could be advertising right here, and we could play your commercial just like we play the other commercials for the other groups that are on our show. So we will have lots of that going on. Oh, sorry, it's just a process. Pretty soon we'll be premiering people's music videos on the show. We'll be interviewing a lot more people. I'm sorry. It's hard to freaking chase monkeys across the country and go to New York. And, the whole time I'm still working on shit. People are like, oh, Jesse's at the river, or Jesse's swimming in a natural spring, or Jesse's at the Empire State Building. He must not care. Fool, you know that the whole time, look at any picture. You will see any picture of me. I got my phone in my hand. And you're probably wondering, what is that thing on the back of your phone? Yo, that's the In the Mix 5G reflector shield, homies. You ain't got one of those? That's probably why you're going to get the coronavirus. You got to get one of these. It protects your phone from harmful infrared radiation. It keeps shit cracking without your skull cracking. But if you look at any photo, I am holding my phone. I'm staring at my phone. There's probably some drunk person behind me going, hey, man, get off your phone, bro. You're at the river. Get off the phone. You know how mad that makes me, man? When somebody at freaking Riverside, somebody at Riverside, good morning, Alan. When somebody from Riverside, good morning, Jess. When somebody from Riverside tells me, somebody that's drunk at Riverside tells me to get off my phone so I can enjoy myself. Like, bro, do you think I'm enjoying myself at Riverside? Listening to three different people who have their boom boxes turned up too loud, competing with each other against the feedback you get when your bass is too high. Do you guys think that that's fun to me? No, you know what's fun to me? Chasing alligators in a kayak. So let me get my work done and quit asking me to get off my phone. So I say all that to say this. I am almost finished. I'm almost finished. And your company's name could be right here. Boom! Jerry's Burritos. For Jerry's Burritos, you could get 2 for 1 or whatever the hell I would say. I don't even. Riverside. Oh, the Riverside River people. Hey, man, you need to get off your phone so you can enjoy all these people burning plastic at Riverside right off the highway by Safeway. Like, oh, man, come on. Yo, though, shout out to everybody who does that, because I know that you're not doing that because that you think that your job is to manage my time. I know that you're doing that out of sincere kindness of your heart because you want me to enjoy myself. So I'm not speaking with resentment. I'm just speaking resentfully. Does that make sense? Okay. What up, Jesse Blackwood? Big player. I see you. Okay. Look, we got an interview coming up with congressional candidate Alex de Blasi in like 2 minutes. But first, you know the important part, I can't even do this show without being medicated. I would just cry the whole time. Remember when I was an alcoholic and I used to just cry on my show a lot? Remember that time I cried because I couldn't quit drinking? I was like, you guys, I can't quit drinking. I tried, but I can't. And then I became so embarrassed by that I haven't had a drop of alcohol since that day. You know that? Like 840 days or some shit. Not a drop. Okay, hold on. Oh shit, what am I doing? Look, I'm so addicted I couldn't even drop the sponsor. Hold on. Okay, wait a minute. I'm slipping. That's not very good promo for anybody I'll be trying to encourage right now. Okay. Here we go. Hey kids, are you looking for a cuddly, environmentally friendly friend that you can sleep with tonight who will also eat all the bugs in your house? That's right. Get an anteater. But Jesse, what if it's a giant centipede? Then get a giant anteater, bro. Brought to you by God. Okay, let me finish this real quick. So, because Alex is a super busy dude. He's trying to win a congressional seat from Earl Blumenauer. Who's going to beat Earl Blumenauer? I do might. People need new blood around here. So we're going to talk about congressional term limits. We're going to talk about tonight's old man fights. Because this man's horrible way of living was already dead, and so that just I think so resonates with people because it's so the opposite of that was nice. Our modern life is set up. That was so nice. It brought the logo back. Boom. Okay. What up, JoJo? Man, Vince. You're always so on point. Where's the anteater? I brought the anteater back. Good morning, Erica. You switched back to Facebook. What was wrong with the YouTube feed? I'm telling you guys, I said it before, I'll say it again. You should be watching this on YouTube. You should be watching this on YouTube. The jokes come in hotter, the jokes come in faster, and you can respond better. Well, you might even get a laugh. Okay. So let's quit screwing around. Let's get Alex on here.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you just fine. Can you hear me all right?
Not really. Why don't you see if you can find a steady spot? I'm sorry, what? You're super muffled.
Really?
Now you sounded good. You're not muffled now, but you're not pointing at your face.
All right. There we go. And what a face.
You're in and out. You're half muffled, half not muffled.
Half muffled, half not muffled.
Now you're not muffled. Perfect. Stay right there.
I'll keep it up close and personal.
Dude, now you're not muffled. Look, you can tell I don't know. I have headphones in. I don't want to know why I'm leaning closer to you. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Well, it's the end of the world, but I don't have the coronavirus, but everybody else does. Yeah, YouTube is the place to watch the show. YouTube. Okay, so tell us, it's about what? 3 weeks till the election? No, 5 weeks. 5 weeks. 5 weeks till the election.
Yep, 35 days until the election.
I knew it was a prime number. So I know what 5 weeks till the election looks like because I ran for office before. But for those of us that don't know, what time did you wake up this morning?
7.
You're not going to win. Who the hell wakes up at 7 o'clock and thinks you're going to win a goddamn election? I thought you were going to be like 4 a.m. And I was going to be like, we need to get this dude a motivational speaking show. No, I get it. 7. You got to sleep sometime. So yeah. 7 o'clock.
But it really has ramped up since about Labor Day, where it's been something daily for the campaign every day. Questionnaire, an email, checking with people at the parties, getting endorsements. So it's been something every day for the campaign for the last 2 weeks, I'd say.
So when I was running for office, I woke up every day, drug myself to the bathtub, turned on the tub, and cried for about an hour. That was like my daily thing. Other people eat bananas. I just cried out my toxins and my stress so that I could start my day. Do you spend your mornings in the bathtub or do you shower?
I'm a shower guy.
A shower guy? You might win. See, I lost. So whatever I say that I did, don't do that. So
Well, were you a bubble bath guy or just a regular bath guy?
What kind of bath?
Bubble bath.
No, I'm not a bubble bath, dude.
That's where you went wrong, dude.
So bubble baths make me feel like somebody could be attacking me underwater without me seeing it, right? Some could have crawled up the drain hole. I gotta like be on that drain hole creeps me out. Okay, so usually they would say, don't tell us what's wrong with your opponent, tell us what's right with you. But I'm not gonna do that. Tell us what's wrong with Blumenauer. Why do we need to replace such a entrenched politician?
So let me be very real. Blumenauer is a hard guy to run against, especially compared to most other Democrats. He does have an opinion on BDS. He voted against a resolution that would have criticized the boycott, divestment, sanction movement against Israel. He has been for Medicare for all in the past before he's against it, or at least quiet on it now. He's for the Green New Deal that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Ed Markey took from us. But so he is for a lot of great things. But right now, with Biden saying, how can you afford to pay for Medicare for all? Suddenly, like all Blumenauer is talking about is saving the post office. He's not talking about these issues that affect young voters and working class voters. The donor class, and also
is there value? Let me ask you real quick: is there value in keeping a congressperson that has so much tenure?
No.
Right.
1996 was when he was elected. This is his 12th race. That's a long time, and there are voters who have only known Earl Blumenauer to be their congressional representative. It's time for a change. He's been in there for a whole generation. He's 72. I mean, not to get.
He's 72.
Yeah, he turned 72.
But you know what's crazy is it's really hard to get into office, right? It's hard. So when they're like, oh, politics is all old people, like, man, young people, we try and then we lose.
Yeah, we try.
I'll probably be 60 years old before I ever get an office. I'm trying to be the mayor of Hilo. But
right, so that's the thing. Like you and I, we're going to run our races and then win when we're geriatric and our ideas are old. And someone younger with better ideas, but the people will be beating out to have a seat at the table.
Yes, and then they'll be talking shit about us.
And the thing about term limits is it creates a situation, especially in Congress, more so for the House than the Senate, because it's every 2 years. You are constantly running for re-election. Everything you do dictates your campaign ads and also the attack ads that will be against you within 18 months after getting sworn in. That's not a sustainable model. There need to be term limits. I'd say like 3 terms for the House and maybe just 2 for the Senate. We'd probably see people actually get things done with less concern about partisanship and a greater concern for the common good.
Okay, so screw that guy now. We got that out of the way. I just wanted to know, because that was my own reservations for replacing a tenured congressperson at a point in history when our government is as chaotic as it might ever have been, right?
Right.
I mean, I wasn't around for the Civil War, so I assume it was pretty effing crazy leading up to that as well. But in my life, this is as chaotic as it's been. So let's say that you did win, right? Because I like focusing on the end goal, right? Not the drive there. I like focusing on the destination. So you're in Congress. What are you wearing, first of all? What are you wearing? Are you dressing like you're dressed right now, or are you going to show up in a suit and tie?
And it's this lovely Radha Krishna t-shirt.
Nice. I love it.
Thanks.
But I'm just asking, what are you wearing? I'm trying to visualize it. I'm not criticizing, just visualizing.
I've got a really slick jacket that I got last year when my dad passed away. It's blue with a black lapel. I might
Okay,
wear that.
perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you're stuck with it because we're manifesting this. What are you going to try to do? Where would you focus your energy
I
upon
would
getting
focus on revising the Green New Deal to make it a little more in step with the original Green New Deal. I would push hard and strong for Medicare for all, and there is support in it. Like Ed Markey, who just won a Senate race in Massachusetts, he's for it. Another thing I would look into is have Congress launch an inquiry into murdered and missing Indigenous women. That is something no one's talking about in this era of Black Lives Matter. That is important too, and it's unreported, largely.
Man, I was in my head. I was like, okay, how long until he says Black Lives Matter? I was like, 1, 2, 3. I wasn't going to interrupt you, but I was counting. I got to be honest. I have a show, so I was like, all right. Well, in my head, I don't have a little timer, but if I did, I'd have been like, doop, doop. But you did it. That was quick. You immediately went to missing Indigenous women. Can we talk about that for 10 seconds?
Yeah, let's.
Can we talk about the fact that the president let that bill sit on his desk for a long time? And that Mitch McConnell let that bill sit on their desk for a long time. And the small effort that they did make seems to me like it's more of a way to put more federal enforcement into the tribes. And it seems subversive, no matter how well it's packaged. And even if it looks like a gift, it's actually a Trojan horse that takes jurisdiction away from the tribal law enforcement, the tribal LEO, and it gives it to the feds. And so the only reason that Mitch McConnell and the president even give a shit about that is to undermine the sovereignty of the tribes? Or is that just me being suspicious?
You're right. And another thing I would do, and another
Ding,
thing
ding, ding, ding.
I would abolish the BIA, the Bureau of Indian Affairs, or as one of my Sioux friends calls it, bothering Indian asses. I would abolish that agency. There needs to be a community-run agency that works with the federal government and does the negotiations. It shouldn't be this thing where the federal government is sending white agencies in to control Indian and Indigenous. That's just stuff.
Yes, that's a whole nother day. Okay, so you're out chasing endorsements.
I've gotten a few. I got one from the presidential candidate from the Progressive Party. He's going to be on the ballot in Oregon. I think he's going to be in a few other states too. His name's Dario Hunter. He was the runner-up in the Green primary after Hawkins and company tilted the table. So his endorsement, his vice presidential candidate is an Indigenous activist from Maine. Her name's Dawn Neptune Adams. She's cool. Ibrahim Tahir, who's running for the U.S. Senate on the Green ticket. And so he and I, we're both cross-nominated with the Pacific Green Party and the Progressive Party. So it's a joint ticket of the two leftist parties that are going to.
Now you're cutting out pretty bad again, Alex.
Oh.
But that's okay because that part you were just talking about was hella boring. Endorsements, schmorsements. Tell me the value of the third party right now, and try to sway some presidential votes right now.
Dario Hunter is the only black man running for president. He's using red, black, and green in his campaign literature, and I'll just let that speak for itself. He's got my vote.
Yeah, but I mean, don't endorse the guy. Endorse the concept of a third party, right?
Totally.
Like why? Like no matter who the candidate is, what is the benefit of voting third party and achieving a threshold?
There's a benefit in voting third party because you're voting your conscience. I know a lot of people who voted for Clinton 4 years ago and they felt icky about it, and he still ended up losing. That's my prediction for what fall 2020 is going to look like. So go ahead and vote your conscience. Whether you're voting for the eco-socialist platform of the Green Party or for the progressive platform, you're voting for civil rights. You're voting for a cleaner planet. And the major parties look at the results. They look at the demographics of people who are interested in and following these third-party candidates, and they then tailor their messages to appeal to those audiences and make those issues more front and center. We were not talking about a universal basic income 4 years ago. Medicare for all was a radical idea 10 years ago. These things.
So hold on, that's not really a pitch that sways me though. And I say that as sincerely as possible. Like 4 more years, we don't have 4 more years to influence policy for the two major parties. We so if someone was to ask me my pitch for why I voted for Jill Stein, initially I would tell them so that I can sleep at night. Like my Scorpio brain thinks about everything I've ever done wrong in my life, right? So knowing that I voted for Jill Stein allows me to sleep at night, and I can always honestly say that with pride. I voted for Jill Stein. Jill Stein went to Standing Rock. Jill Stein vandalized at Standing Rock, right? And a lot of people are like, oh, whatever, that's performativism or whatever. But yo, to this day, you can't take that away from Jill Stein. Like you can't take away my monkeys. Right? Like she did it. She went to Standing Rock. These other people didn't. So I will always stay true to my vote for Jill Stein. But also, if a third party can somehow make a dent, then they achieve respectability, they achieve funding, they achieve a seat at the table. So maybe in 4 more years of the Hunger Games, I don't even know why I'm having this conversation. It betrays what I absolutely hold to be true. This is our last election ever, Alex. We're never having another fucking election in this country. And I'm trying to look you as directly in the eye as I know what camera I'm on. So I hope you can feel the sincerity in my statement. We're never having another election. The president is never leaving, ever.
I believe you, and I'm with you on that. And the other thing is, some of the politics really is performative.
All of it, this debate.
Right. And then there's this. Go ahead.
Joe Biden is going to get so smashed, not just in tonight's debate. Dude, if I was Joe Biden, I would not show up for this fucking debate, honestly. Like, man, look, I wouldn't show up to rap battle against Pharoah Monch, and you shouldn't show up if you're Joe Biden to argue with anybody. Oh my God, stammering Joe against the school bully. He doesn't stand a chance. He doesn't stand a chance.
To a drum off against Ginger Baker. Yeah.
Oh my God, he's just going to challenge him to a push-up contest. And the election's going to look the same. The election's going to look the same. People want to argue with me, but they haven't left Portland. It's the opposite of what people say. If you are not in Portland, you can't talk about what's outside of Portland. Like, if you haven't been leaving Portland, you can't really talk about the feeling of the nation because it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming. It's like being in North Korea. It's literally just American flags and Blue Lives Matter flags and Donald Trump flags and Confederate flags and bumper stickers and semi trucks. And it's overwhelming. It's everywhere, and it's terrifying. And these people that are doing performativism, they're doing a disservice to this country because they're purposely being the Washington Generals. Like, do you think that the Globetrotters would be undefeated if they had to play LeBron James every day? No. That's why they play the Washington Generals every day. And the Democrats have never seen a banana peel that they wouldn't willingly slip on. That's mind-blowing to me.
Your description of America is pretty apt, especially since you just came back from a transcontinental road trip, right?
Bro, I've been everywhere.
It really is a bunch of gas stations, boarded up post offices, truck yards, Walmarts, and then dilapidated main streets. No one's talking about that this election cycle.
Even Amish country, even Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Oh my gosh, everywhere, man.
There's only a few splotches of land in the U.S. where I'd say like you really don't feel the effect of corporate America, and it's Eastern Washington and Oregon, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and Aroostook County up in northern Maine, like the edges of the U.S.
It's insane. Hey, Alex, I gotta let you go, but look, I want to start having you on like maybe every Tuesday and Thursday until the campaign is over,
Sure.
until you win. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Let's make this a regular thing, man. I want to help you as much as I can, and I'm sorry I don't help you more. I could probably click share more often. I'm sorry. I fail everybody in my life, but soon. Okay.
Well, my wedding, right?
Yeah, I got you for sure.
Right. See,
for sure.
We're good.
I got a wedding tomorrow too, and I'm gonna wear a bulletproof vest for it. Isn't that crazy? What a world!
Hopefully.
What a world! Okay, Alex, we'll get you back on. You know I love you, man.
Love you too,
All right,
man.
bro.
Take care.
Let me push this little button right here to get rid of Alex. There we go. Oh man, now I'm worked up. Worked up. Hey, let me there isn't it's terrifying. It's legitimately terrifying to go anywhere in this country and consider expressing your beliefs. Do you know in Central Oregon, if you put a sign up in your yard, your sign won't last more than like a day or two. They'll rip your sign up and they'll probably vandalize your house. And that's just over in Bend, Redmond. That's just over Madras. That's just right across the damn mountain. I can't even explain to you guys what some of these places are like, man. Holy shit. How many electoral votes does Wyoming have? Because I know where they're spending all theirs. It's exhausting to me. So how are we prepared, yo? How are we preparing, man? Are we just doing the dance? Are we willingly being the Washington Generals as we play into the narrative? I don't even know, man. Like, yo, shout out to Alex for running his campaign. He'll be able to be like, yo, I was one of the last people to ever run a political campaign before we just went full on Hunger Games. And then full on Hunger Games comes. So hopefully you're preparing for the Hunger Games, man. Hopefully you haven't just been spending your coronavirus time getting drunk. Hopefully you just been watching Rocky 3, rooting for Mr. T, and trying to manifest a world where one day you're going to pop in Rocky 3, and at the end of the movie, Rocky's going to stay down, and you're going to be like, what? And everybody else will be like, yeah, that's the world. And they'll be like, wait a minute. And then somebody will be like, do you know about the Mandela effect? And you'll be like, yeah, where Winnie Mandela was put in jail forever? Yeah, the Winnie Mandela effect. And they'll be like, no, the other Mandela effect. And you'll be like, what are you talking about, man? Where I'm from, we call it the Winnie Mandela effect. And then Rocky 4 will just be Mr. T fighting the Russian, but it won't be called Rocky 4. It'll be called Clubber 2. And then it'll be a perfect world. And you'll just be able to walk up to a stream and drink the water out of it. Could you imagine the first motherfucker who was just like living in this perfect world and somebody was like, yo, G, we got this toxic waste, or we got this garbage, or we got this motor oil. What are we going to do with it? And a dude looked around and was like, throw it in the river. And he was like, what? Yeah, just throw it in the river. It won't make a difference. Or the first dude that was like, yo, I got this old tin can. What am I going to do with this old can of sardines? And his homie was like, toss that shit in the river. And he was like, that's a good idea. No, somebody said that, though. That conversation actually happened somewhere on this planet, right? That really happened somewhere. Some dude was like, right? Because look, in the beginning, nobody did it. And then somebody did it. So there is a dude right? There was just a dude that was like, fuck that, man. Yo, G, just toss your old Model T, your Model T motor oil in that river. Man, I don't know. I don't know. Throw it in the river. It was probably in the medieval days, man. They're like, we have all these soiled rags from the bubonic plague. The Black Death is stricken upon us, and these vomit-soaked rags. And they're like, throw them in the river. Throw them in the river. The crawfish will eat them. I don't know. All right, look, it's time to go into the news, you guys. It's the bottom of the hour. I'm actually 6 minutes behind schedule. So remember, fuck 12 News, firster, liver, localer, me and Wolf Blitzer. We do it. We're like, me and Wolf Blitzer are like Don Lemon and Chris Cuomo, and he calls me brother the whole time. I don't know what that's about. I don't know what it's about when Chris Cuomo calls Don Lemon brother every sentence. But now it's time for my news, not your news, brought to you by Fuck 12 News. Let me get this up for you guys. Boom. Blam. Bloom. Blam. Sorry. That could have been done more graceful. Then I take this out, then I throw this in. All right. Oh my God, here we go. Trump campaign wants to examine Biden's ears for electronic device during debate. Oh man. Oh, that is so dope. Oh my gosh. Oh, that is so WWF. Oh my God, how horrible. Look, Donald Trump really is Jabba the Hutt. And you know who finally killed Jabba the Hutt? Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia and their whole squad. Instead, the fate of humanity is in the hands of Joe Biden. And instead of a black robe, he's wearing a bathrobe. And instead of saying, I'm Luke Skywalker, Jedi Knight, he says, I'm Joe Biden, Jack. And then, instead of choking him out and killing him, Joe Biden just goes and sniffs everybody and starts giving people back rubs. And that is the person that history has trusted us with to save humanity. Our contestant in the Hunger Games right now. Oh my goodness. All right, let's actually look at some of these articles real quick. I'll just read the headlines. I'll read the under the headlines. Let me see what this says. Trump wants to examine Joe Biden's ears for electronic device. Holy smokes, man. Let's do this. All right. President Trump's campaign wants to have a third party examine both his and Joe Biden's ears for electronic devices before Tuesday night's presidential debate. The president said he is willing to participate in such an inspection, but Biden has not. Oh my gosh. Both the Trump campaign and Biden campaign did not immediately return a request from the Hill asking to confirm the Fox News report. Oh, that is so funny to me. Okay, let's look at this top story on CNN. How Trump may try to get under Biden's skin during the first debate. I'm just going to read this to you guys real quick. Oh, man, this is too much. I just want to hear what they... Okay, actually, you know what? Let's do that. I'm going to let that slide. Let's go. Let's do this. Bloom, blam, bloosh, 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 blam, Blowy. Hold on, man.
And how was the president?
Did I hit it too many times?
Joining us now, CNN political analyst Maggie Haberman and David.
Oh my gosh!
With people.
My fingers are too fat.
Joining us now, CNN political analyst Maggie Haberman and David Gregory. Maggie is a White House correspondent for the New York Times. And Maggie, let me start with.
Oh my gosh!
What does the White House see tonight? How big do they think this event is, and how is the president approaching it?
So, look, John, they know that this is an important debate. They also know that historically incumbent presidents tend to do poorly in the first debate. And this president did poorly in his first debate as a candidate against Hillary Clinton in 2016. They're concerned because they know that Joe Biden is going to, among other things, focus on the coronavirus, likely call President Trump a liar. And people have been trying to prepare the president for that eventuality. They're also trying to prepare him to say something that sounds empathetic, something that puts him on offense, something that allows him not just to be answering questions about himself all night long. And John, that's the fear with him that his advisors have, right? Is that he basically slides into this familiar pattern of answering all questions about himself because it's about him and he likes talking about himself. I think that is what they have been spending a lot of time in recent days trying to get him focused on, but also trying to find a way to get under Joe Biden's skin. I think you can expect to hear a lot about Joe Biden's son, Hunter, tonight, and how Joe Biden reacts, I think, will be significant.
Yeah, that will be interesting to see, David. And how far do you think
Man.
Joe Biden will lean into the tragedy of the
so
coronavirus
cold.
versus all of the revelations from the New York Times over the past 48 hours in terms of taxes, national security threat, debt, all of that?
Well, I think coronavirus is still the most important issue. I mean, if you're Joe Biden, especially the unusual circumstances of this campaign, even though
looks
you're
like a
well
monkey.
known, it's worth
It
reminding.
totally looks like a
all of
rhesus
us that
macaque.
There's a small amount of people who are watching tonight who haven't made up their minds.
I
Who
can
might
say that
actually
'cause he's
be
white.
persuaded by what happens on the debate stage. I think he needs to lay out a vision for the country. I think he has to present the contrast between.
Boring. The reason I killed that is because it was a long ass. It was an 8-minute clip. I was hoping they'd just get to it. All right, let's dig back into those news headlines real quick. See what we got. New York Times and Trump Texas. Why it's not a campaign bombshell. That's look. This right here is a great example of news exclusivity, I guess we could say, right? So if you are seeing Fox News as your prime source, you will get it's not a campaign bombshell. And then if you read CNN, they use the exact same phrasing because they know that the phrase bombshell plays well with viewers. So they use Ivanka Trump bombshell buried in the Times tax story. Yeah, Ivanka's going to prison. Beavis and Butthead are going to prison. They're all going to prison. And then finally, there'll be Michael Cohen's freaking bitches instead of him being theirs. Because Michael Cohen will be in jail longer than them. Okay. Holy smokes. The Supreme Court justice is the Supreme Court justice nominee is her name escapes me, but she's not going to get in, you guys. What's funny though is the performativism factor again is coming into play because people have to act like, oh yeah, no man, they're just going to be like, okay, someone will come up and then they'll pick somebody else. And then either they'll go through the process and fall off and they'll pick somebody else. But it doesn't matter because eventually the president is going to pick somebody and that person is going to suck. So that's the important thing that you need to know about that. New York City reports large uptick in coronavirus cases. Lucky me, I got in, I got out. I got in, I got out. I don't get the coronavirus because that's some human shit. I don't play that human shit. Y'all low vibration, third dimensional, solidified. I'm more Kitty Pryde than solidified, I guess, if I had to explain it. So those low vibration stuff as I walk through walls and squeeze through corridors. Ah, shit. Hawaii's Kilauea volcano is turning into a deadly crater lake. Ooh, that sounds scarier than it is. A deadly crater lake probably just means it's deadly if you go swimming in it. It's not deadly to sit in my house on the island, even though I do. Oh, you guys can't see that. I'm sorry. Hold on. Shit, that's my bad. That's bad production. Oh, there we go. Hawaii's Kilauea volcano is turning into a deadly crater lake. It probably is. We're not going to read that story, though. We're going to keep it pushing. All right. We now know exactly how much radiation astronauts will face on the moon. Buried in the lead, that's called burying the lead, is the fact that we still don't know how the moon got there exactly. Water on Mars. Discovery of 3 buried lakes intrigues scientists. I'm telling you, they don't know shit about shit. Don't listen to none of the shit they tell you. There's no freaking way these people can tell you that shit's 1 billion years old or 2 billion years old. Impossible, man. Doctors fucking 50 years ago used to tell you that smoking cigarettes would make you taller or healthier or some shit, right? They used to let you wipe your butt with blue toilet paper. Then they told you they couldn't wipe your butt with blue toilet paper. Then they're just going to tell you how they think the dinosaurs died, and everybody's going to be cool with it. They're like, oh, yeah, I know how the dinosaurs died. Bro, how do you know how the dinosaurs died? Because this motherfucker that was wiping his butt with blue toilet paper and smoking Luckier Strikes because they were healthier told you that's how the goddamn moon got there? I'm telling you, don't nobody know shit about shit, but everybody wants to tell you they know some shit about shit so they can try to sleep at night. But deep inside their heads, you don't know that shit. You ain't never seen a total solar eclipse before? Look at a total solar eclipse and tell me you ain't seen some shit. You're just going to explain it away. Tell me you ain't never had sleep paralysis and then just had some nerd go, oh, well, that's just sleep paralysis. Man, get out of town with that explanation. That's so dismissive. Oh, that's just sleep paralysis. Okay, well, then tell me what's sleep paralysis. Well, that's just when your soul is looking around the room without using your eyeballs and you can't move your body. Like, what did you just say? That my soul is moving around the room, looking at shit, fighting demons, seeing specters, hearing ruckuses. That's what you just said, right? But I'm just supposed to be like, oh, okay, high five. Thanks for being smarter than me because you just put a name on it. You just called it sleep paralysis. Man, I'm telling you, there's places on this planet that test for high radiation that's unexplainable. Also, we have some dinosaurs that lived here for hundreds of millions of years. Hundreds of millions of years. And now they're dead. We've been here for what? Who knows, right? Except that science wants to put the last ice age back to like 10,500 years and say that we just kind of came out of that a little bit ago. And then some people might be like, oh, mind-blowing bombshell discovery through carbon dating indicates that maybe there's some evidence of some pottery dating back to 100,000 years. Mind-blowing. 100,000 years, player. The fuck's 100,000 years? Then they're gonna be like, oh, the moon is 5 billion years old and the earth is 5.5 billion years old or whatever. Like, come on, man. Get out of my face with that shit. They don't know. They don't know. And I'll tell you this, the T-Rex lived 65 million years ago, right? We are closer on that timeline to living with the T-Rex than the T-Rex is to living with the oldest dinosaurs. Look, all that shit was going on in a crazy-ass world. And people lived in huts along the river, just catching crawfish and living off plants and rooted vegetables. And any of this shit's supposed to matter? Any of this shit's supposed to matter? Any of it? If you live, if you die, if you eat, if you starve, if you love, if you live heartbroken, if you quarrel, if you bicker, if you find success, if you find failure, if you find the sun, if you find a flood, none of that matters. You're a speck. You're closer to being a bug than you are to being a tree. All you do is flutter, make noise, and affect the environment in a negative manner. The rest of the planet is detrimental from my very existence. I will never be able to pick up as much litter as I create. I will never be able to save as much water as I waste by flushing. So to make the world a better place, I want you guys to know that I'm not going to flush the toilet anymore. That's what I was trying to tell you. No, I do got a little gift for you guys, though. Check this out. You know, people used to live there. People used to live in that shack, and they would just drink moonshine all day, and they would hang out with monkeys. So here's the thing that I'm going to leave you guys with today. Here's my little deep thought. And it's not new and it's not original. You got to look out for your soul, yo. You have to look out for your soul. You need to make amends. You need to repair your broken parts. You need to make sure that you empty your buckets of guilt. Make sure you're emptying your buckets of resentment, your anger. You have to reconcile because the torment is coming. And the torment has been here for a large percentage of this world for a long time. And you don't have to look into history or to the future to find your destiny when you can just look to parallel lives that are existing on this timeline. When they say the emperor has no clothes, we are the emperor. We are the ones who have been living this facade based on borrowed Chinese money and national debts and polluting rivers and ignoring prophecies and exploiting environments and exploiting other sentient living creatures with factory farms and water pollution and all this entitlement issues, right? Well, when the roosters come home to roost, because that's what roosters do, we're going to see a lot of real ugly shit in our very near future. And when I say very near future, I mean it's already happening. Look around us. Our streets are full of people that get rained on at night. We have beggars We literally have people begging in the streets as if we were Calcutta. We have people that just have their hand out because they can't meet their very basic needs, while the man in an $80,000 car drives by and flips them off. We have people with 10-cent personalities who won't give $1 to the man with nothing while they walk by wearing $100 jeans that have fucking sequins on the back pockets. Man, make peace. Make peace. Figure out what parts make your soul heavy, man. Figure out what parts are weighing you down, what things you can't sleep at night. Make sure that you're fixing that shit. And make sure you talk to yourself, and make sure you're playing Hall & Oates in your head, and make sure that you remember that you're the author. And when all of this is gone, when this shower curtain is ripped down and you're standing there amidst your nakedness, your multi-dimensional nakedness, you are the only person that is gonna either let yourself into heaven, let yourself into moksha, let yourself into the Egyptian afterlife, let yourself back into the sea of souls, or you could go to that bad place from the Hercules movie. Right? You don't want to go live with James Woods. Okay, guys. Yeah, I know I'm all over the place. Let me just remind you guys of a couple things. The website is live, so please go, I don't know, just hang out, give me some feedback. Let me know what I need to fix up to make it a more effective machine for you to participate in. And it's been fun. It's been great. In fact, it's been a riot, so we're going to have to declare it as one.
Subject to arrest and use of force, including crowd control munitions, if you enter the property. If you're a peaceful protester, we are asking you to leave. This is the Portland Police Bureau. We have heard your chants stating the crowd is wanting to enter the property and burn down Southeast Precinct. You are subject to arrest and use of force, including crowd control munitions, if you enter the property. We are also aware of your request to call for additional reinforcements.
All right, guys. I'd like to thank everybody at Fuck 12 News. I'd like to thank everybody at Stand Up Fight Back. I'd like to thank everybody at the movement. I'd like to thank our guest today, congressional candidate Alex de Blasi. Yo, F Earl Blumenauer, because you're old. Just remember to vote, even though it doesn't change anything. Just in case it does, you want to say you were down with that shit. I remember, if I don't say 5,000 G, then some wild monkeys or the cops took my phone. All right, 5,000 G's. See you tomorrow on the 5 Radio Excel. Hey, yo, it's Jesse Sponberg. I'm rocking with the movement. Wrong commercial.
Pull up in motorcades. I got a show today. It's all I'm trying to do. Hustle and motivate. Choppers a throwaway. Hustle the overweight.